Hello friends, today we'll talk about Brain Checker Psychometric Test, India's most comprehensive psychometric test. So basically what is psychometric test? Well, psychometric test is a term used for a varied mix of tests which are collectively implemented for a specific purpose or for evaluation of specific skills. Now, Brain Checker Psychometric Test is an amalgamation of the CIQT, which is India's first internationally ratified Indianized IQ testing, as well as Dr. John Howland's RIASEC theory, properly known as Howland's Occupational Codes, coupled with Dr. Carl Jung's personality assessment, and thus making the Brain Checker Psychometric Test one of the most comprehensive psychometric tests, which consists of your IQ score, which your RIASEC code, as well as your personality codes, and then we give you 200 plus career recommendation including the most recommended career, the recommended career, and the least recommended career. All test takers are provided with a 22-page brain checker report, which is diligently prepared using latest scientific tools and set techniques by our expert psychologists. The test consists of 12 sections. It's of 90-minute duration. It's divided into 12 sections, testing your IQ, your personality, and your job compatibility. The 12 sections, out of 12 sections, the first 10 sections test your IQ, the 11th section test your RIASEC code, and the 12th section test your Jungian personality test. Retention test tests your memory, sensing test tests your interpretation of sensory information, word understanding test your reading comprehension, spatial pattern test your understanding of the perceptual structure, placement, and arrangement of objects. Numerical handling test is designed to handle, evaluate, and decode information from a numerical sequence. Spatial observation tests are designed to identify and classify oddities or sort information from provided images. Logical analysis test one's ability to use logic in solving data interpretation problems, as well as huge reasoning capacity. Spatial correlation tests are designed to measure the ability to visualize information and use it to solve visual problems. Likewise, the arithmetic chronology test is a sequencing test which tests the brain's ability to sequence numbers as desired. The creative application test is designed to deploy creative thought process of the test taker to evaluate his or her creative pain domain. The last two tests basically test your occupational inclination through RIASEC testing method and your personality type through Jungian personality test. We'll go into a little bit of what is IQ data. So the global population, 68% of the global population have the IQ between 85 and 115, putting them into average IQ category. Only 14% of the population scored between 115 to 130. 2% scored between 130 to 145. And only 0.1% of the global population scored above 145, putting them into genius category. Now let's take a look at the global distribution of IQ. You will see that the highest IQ falls in the region of the South Asian, Eastern Asian region, countries including Japan, China, Taiwan. The American population have got a good IQ. European countries also have a good IQ. The least IQ we see here is in the African region. Indian IQ is falls in the average IQ category. These are the countries that shows the highest IQ: Hong Kong, Singapore, South Korea, Japan, China, Taiwan, Italy. You will see that most of them belong to the South Asian region. India IQ ranks number 25 with an average IQ score of 82. At Brain Checker, we collaborated with Department of Education, Government of Haryana, and did our pilot study program at a government school and found startling data that generally boys perform better in IQ testing compared to the girls. But in reality, when we see that girls outperform boys in overall scoring metric. So, why this happens? Well, your scoring in this exam not only depends on your intelligence, but it depends on your other factors also, your emotional quotient, and that plays a big part. It depends on your personality type, it depends on your ability to occupational inclination type. So let's go to how the intelligence quotient of a student is tested. Well, the test is divided into first 12 sections, out of which 10 sections are devoted to the IQ testing. We first test the left brain through a series of 5 tests that includes arithmetic, chronology, logical analysis, retention, numerical handling, and word understanding. The right brain is tested through spatial pattern test, creative application, spatial observation, sensing, and spatial correlation. The scores are then added up together to get the total IQ score of the student, and then we put them into different categories. Basically, we have divided a student into 7 categories: modest, below average, average, superior intelligence, very superior intelligence, genius, and gifted. So from here we get the IQ score of the student, or the intelligence, or the caliber of the student. Now the second part of the test is our occupational inclination assessment, which is a one section of the test, and to be precise, the 11th section of the test, which is a 15-minute duration. It is based on Dr. Holland's famous RIASEC theory that human beings are of just six logical personality traits that basically shows their inclination towards doing a job. So they are realistic, investigative, artistic, social, enterprising, and conventional. Now, people of the same personality type working together in a job create a work environment that fits their job. People search for an environment where they can use their skill and ability and express their value and attitudes. People who choose to work in an environment similar to their personality type are more likely to be successful and satisfied. Now that's the key word here. Satisfaction as well as success. If you are satisfied with a job and you are highly successful, you will always prefer it to do that job. The last section we test is personality type evaluation based on Dr. Carl Jung's theory of psychological types. So basically, he divided psychological functions into four types. So it's a 4 by 2 matrix, and thus giving us 16 personality type. So the learning style can be extroverted or introverted. It can be sensate or intuitional. It can be thinking or a feeling learning style. And judging versus perceiving style. Study done throughout the world have shown that approximately 60% of learners are basically extroverted learning style, and only 40% of the learners have introverted learning style. Out of the among 60% of learners, they have sensing learning style, and 35% of learners have intuitive learning style. So, what are the characteristics of these learning styles? Well, introverted learners prefers to work alone. They enjoy quiet, solitary work. They often generate ideas from internal sources. They prefer to listen, watch, or reflect. They like to observe others before attempting a new skill. Whereas the extroverted learners, they learn best through direct experience. They enjoy working with others in groups. They often gather ideas from outside sources. They are willing to lead, participate, and offer opinion. Sensate learners, their focus is on the present. They are practical and reasonable. They utilize experience and common sense to solve problems. And they keenly observe the surrounding world. Whereas, opposite to them, the intuitive learners, they prefer to work in a short session rather than finishing a task all at once. They enjoy new challenges, experience situation. They are more likely to look at a big picture rather than the details. They like theories and abstract ideas. Thinking learners, they are more logical. They believe in patterns. They don't take decisions based on emotions. They base their decision on reason or logic. Whereas the feeling learners are more emotional people. They are interested in people and their feelings. They are in tune with their own emotion. They base decision on immediate feelings. The judging learners, they don't like ambiguity or mystery. They want everything to be clear. They are very firm in their decision. Once they have taken the decision, they stick to it. They are very organized, structured. They are strongly opinionated, and they are rule binding. They follow the rules. Whereas the perceiving learners, they make decision based on impulses. They change decision based on the new information coming. That they like being structured and organized. They tend to be very flexible and adaptable to the new situation. And sometimes it becomes difficult to take them a decision. So, how will brain checker psychometric test does a career test sorting? Well, student career sorting is done on the basis of their IQ score, their RIASEC code, and the Jungian personality type. So career is sorted on the best of first their IQ test, then their best of their RIASEC proportion, and then their personality type. Once that is done, then we make a list of careers matching their intelligence category. We make a list of career matching occupational inclination, and then we make a career matching personality code. And then we take the common careers amongst them, and then we give them the recommended careers. So this is the most recommended careers. If a student pursue these careers, they will be highly successful as well as fully satisfied. In these careers, they will be very successful, but may not be very satisfied. Here they will be successful and may not be at all satisfied, so they will keep changing their jobs. So if a student pursues the 5-star career recommended by Brain Checker Psychometric Test, that is the ideal career where he will be successful as well as fully satisfied. So at the end of the test, we provide them with a 22-page report highlighting their left brain score, their right brain score, their IQ score, their RIASEC code proportions, their personality type. And based on this, we give them the career recommendations. Some are 3 stars, some are 5 stars, some are 4 stars, and thus we come to the conclusion of the today's session. If you want to go for the test, register on facebook.com/braincheckerbangalore, or you can WhatsApp or even SMS your registration request at 92422 07398. Thanks.